Now let's look at this question, which is group anagrams. You can read out the question. It basically means that we are given a vector of strings and we need to group them together. So how the grouping is done is, let's look at this first example. Eat. So there is one E, one A and one T, which is also the case in 8 and also the case in T, since they all these three have equal number of characters, although their positions is changed. So we need to group these similar. So in this example, bat, there is no other strings which has the same number of B, A and T, and similarly nat and tan are anagrams, and 8, eat and T are anagrams. So what's the thought process of it? So one way can be that we iterate through our vector of strings and then keep a track of the characters in each string and their count, and then when another string comes, we are again doing it, and if they're matching, then we need to group them together. But this is a very theoretical answer, I would say. In practical terms, what we can do is, let's say if we sort each of this string, so it becomes AET, and similarly T becomes AET. So we see that when we sort our individual strings, then we get the same value. So we can group them according to this idea. So let's start with the coding. So what we do, how are we grouping? So we can have a map wherein the key will be of type string and the value will be of type vector of string, and we need another vector of vector to store our answer. Now let's iterate through our strings to our string vector. So what did I say? That originally our string is, we have named it str, but we need to sort it. But before doing that, we need to store this original string somewhere. So string original is equals to str, and then we sort our str string. So how do we sort in C++? str.begin and str.end. Now what we can do is, we can push with key as my sorted string, which would be str, and then I can push back my original string. So what this segment will do, what this piece of code will do is, for every word it will sort them in ascending order and then have the sorted word as the key and then push the original string. So the value is a vector of string, so that's why we wrote pushback. So it will keep pushing on the original string if they are matching with a particular key. Okay, and now we just need to store this. So we have a map. Now we need to just extract these values from our map and keep it in our answer vector. So how we do that? The best way is to iterate through our map. So I'll just write auto it through map, and now my values will be accessed by it.second. So I can write answer dot push back it.second, and now we return answer. So what will be the time complexity of this solution? As you can see that I am iterating through this vector of strings, and then I am iterating through my map. So at max, let's say that the vector size is n, so my complexity will be big O of n for the traversal, and then n for the traversal through maps, because at maximum it can be n. And what will be the space complexity? Space complexity will be so what extra space are we using? We are using a map, and we are using this answer vector. But this answer vector is not something extra. We are required, because the return data type of this is vector of string. So we are required to have this. So the only extra space which we are using is this map. So, and map can have maximum of n entries. So it will be big of n. Now let's run and see if this works fine or not. We are getting some error, small typo here. Okay, we are getting our sample test cases passed. Let's submit and see. And there we go.